how you going? Testing. G'day, how you going? So I went to the Parramatta Lanes Festival in Parramatta. Yeah, Parramatta Lanes Festival. G'day, how you going? So I went for a Parramatta Lanes Festival for 3 days. I did 3 days in a row, 3 nights really in a row of photography. Practically shut down the whole town and every little side lane and everything. They had a lot of bands this year on stage. I've been there for the last 3 years. I actually took Jerry a few times. But this year, lucky, I mean not lucky, but it was so crowded. Yeah, the dogs that were there, I've seen some dogs there and yeah, they were struggling because there's so many people. Now I brought my EM5 Mark II, well, Marjorie's EM5, thanks Marjorie. And this was gifted to me. And the EM5 Mark II, it's a beauty, I tell you. And I bought the 14 to 150 because I wanted to kind of like have a little bit of everything. But the problem was it was at night and it's just too dark. Another problem I found was shutter speed. So in aperture priority, which is what I normally shoot in, that's during the day. But at night, aperture priority, the shutter speed was like 1/20, 1/25. It was really low. That's with auto ISO on. And an auto ISO is set to high as well. So a workaround that I did, I put it in shutter priority and I let the ISO go through the roof because I can clean it up in DXO. But even still, I thought 1/125 was the stop people walking shutter speed. But even then, I don't know if it was the noise because there's so much noise. A lot of the photos were just blurry from motion, not from me. I had it in silent shutter mode as well. Anyway, let's go over and I'll show you some footage and I'll talk over it because I didn't have my DJI with me. I just filmed it with this. I'll tell you what, the video on this was unreal. Like really nice, no noise or anything. I mean, there was, but not much, yeah. So I got there around 6 o'clock and the sun was already starting to go down. So there was a little Aperol set up there, which was quite colourful. So I took a few shots there, turned out all right. Actually, I wanted to go and have a little bit of a spritz, but duty calls when you're at work. I'll tell you what, that 14 to 150, how sharp is that? That's unreal. It really is a sharp camera and lens combination. The rest of the night was pretty much following bands around actually. There are a couple of stages on there. This one was the indie stage. The light had not dropped yet, so I was getting focus really easy. And the beauty of it, I was able to like pretty much move around, even go behind the band, which was pretty weird because it was like you were practically on stage. All night I was fighting with the colours, I tell you. It's just all these weird colours everywhere, so chuck a black and white in there and it fixes it all up. It was actually a really good opportunity to capture things that you wouldn't normally do, like because when the festival was on, like there were people in strange situations, and so yeah, it was really good to capture other kind of scenes that you didn't normally see.
Yes, sir. Yo. Are we feeling power? Are we feeling good? The new stuff sounds crazy. We're good, Francis. Let him out.
Speaking of, they closed the Irby Place car park. I used to park there back in the day. It was unreal because all 4 floors were empty. You never really get an opportunity like this, so I kind of took advantage of the open space and, you know, no cars. And there was a weird looking display. I don't know what the hell it was. Some girl. I thought it was Greta Thunberg, but anyway, it made for a good photo. There were like all these light scenarios and stuff. It was really good. It was different. That's why a situation that you wouldn't get normally. There were a lot of different cultures and dancing going on, Spanish and Turkish and what have you. And there were a lot of good advantage points. Now, the lens that I was using, it was on auto for some reason, and I couldn't get it off auto, and it just kept on zooming in, and I couldn't stop it. I don't know, I'm gonna have to ring Olympus and find out how to fix that. Rob. Anyway, so I took a little bit of a break and just strolled around on the roof of the car park, and there's some pretty good shots at night that you normally wouldn't get. So here's one. So while I was on the roof, there was this really cool band, and the light and the fog machine just really made for some really great photos, I think. It just gave it that kind of surreal, especially the beams going through the fog machine. I was trying to capture it at the right moment. Sometimes it worked, and sometimes, you know, it kind of blew out. When you blow your highlights, I tell you, it's so hard to get back. Everything just turns pink. But have a look at the video. I tell you, this EM5 Mark II, I didn't think it had it in it, especially low light. I think it's because of the fog and the light beams. It gives you so much contrast. You can really latch on, you know. So anyway, a couple of photos there. I tried to make it as arty-farty as I could, you know me. Okay, so there was a bit of funky Cole Medina going on. I don't know what the hell was going on, but the funny thing is the lady here, I'm not sure who she was, but she was really playing up to me and the camera, because I was probably the only one with the camera there. And there was another lady there actually, but far out, man. It was so dark and the camera just would not focus. And she's like posing in front of me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm taking the photo, but all the shots were blurry, and sometimes the shutter button wouldn't even go off because it didn't attain focus. Anyway, I managed to get one or two, and I cleaned it up in DXO PureRaw. So, but I tell you, when you're under pressure, especially like you've got to get that moment because it's the only opportunity you'll ever get. And bang, I missed it. But yeah, boogie woogie. Man, what the hell was that? I got a headache and a half. Death metal. Anyway, it was time to chill out, and I went to my favourite old penny arcade. I've done this in a few old videos where I tell you about these old not abandoned, but really dead penny arcades in Parramatta that I used to love going through back in the day. This one had Aquarius Rising, one of my favourite bookshops. It's no longer there. And they kind of turned it into tarot reading. It's pretty surreal actually, going through these old dead malls around Parramatta. I went for a traditional street walk too. I tell you what, this EM5 and this lens, it had some 3D pop. Look at this one. I don't know, there's just something about it. Maybe it's the background. But I took some street photos as well, not just band photos. So this was the last bit of the night where the camera really shone, because they were moving so fast and it was so dark. I mean, there was light there. I'm really hats off to the EM5 Mark II. Mind you, you got to give it to the DXO PureRaw, because if it wasn't for that, all these shots would be crap. So technically, it's a little bit of cheating, really, because if you went back a couple of years now, that whole night would have been a write-off because it was just so dark. There was a professional guy there I saw on the next day, and he had like one of those beam lights, like those lightsaber lights, and he had an assistant. With this little bit here, I was trying to get the shadows. If you see here, I mean, I don't know if it turned out, but I thought it would be a bit arty-farty if I could get the shadows on the pole. But other than that, I really think the EM5 Mark II just really shone here. Anyway, I went again the next day and I bought my Sony. So stick around, like and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Have a good night. My name is Mr. Farmer. That was our ex. Love.